Well, good evening, my stamping friends. It's Leslie with LuvINK&Paper. So here we are on not quite the last Monday of the month of February, but we are just 1 week away, so 7 short days away from the end of celebration. So if you haven't placed your order and gotten your freebies yet, you probably want to think about that soon. So anyway, just to let you know that. So I will keep this host code open until February 28th, but I will be placing my final order and closing this out around 9 o'clock at night. Next Monday night. So if you're going to use that host code, you'll want to do it before next Monday at 9. Okay? All right, let's move that out of the way. Let me check my notes over here. Oh, so I'm on school break. And that means I have a lot of time this week for playing at the studio and stuff. Today I came down, I don't know, I guess it was about 1 o'clock or so. And I got lots of fun things done, it was great. I was so pleased to be able to just play around with some things. There's now a mess on pretty much every table in the studio, but there's time to clean that up tomorrow. All right, so what that also means, though, is because I will be here playing around and stuff, I may pop on. So make sure your notifications are set so that you will know if I'm popping in to say hello. And if you are not available when I'm popping on to say hi and share something fun, then you can certainly always catch the replay. So all you need to do is go to my LuvINK&Paper page, and up around the top, I'm not sure how far up it is. Anyway, there's a place where you can click videos, okay? And so anyway, you can do that, and then you can just see all of my videos, and you can watch whatever ones you want. All right, so I also have some swaps because it was so fun to gather with my team yesterday. It's been really fun. We've been, since January, we've been meeting once a month and getting together and doing some stamping and some swapping and some chatting about some business stuff and all of that kind of good thing, those good things. If you are out there and you've ever thought about having your own little side gig or whatever, now is a great time to join the Stampin' Up! Family. Just in time to register for the On Tour online events for April, and also because you get the starter kit is always, I should have brought a maybe I've got it here. Let me just see. Okay, so the starter kit is always a fabulous deal at $99. Okay, you choose any $125 in product from the catalog, and it's only $99. No shipping. Okay, they ship it for free. But right now, during celebration, you get to add 2 stamp sets, any price, to your kit for free. Okay, so celebration is always a great time. So if you've had it in the back of your mind that you would love to join the Stampin' Up! Family and do some ordering, happy shopping at a discount, or share crafting with other folks, now is a fabulous time, and you may certainly get in touch with me and I will help you out with that. All right, so I was popping around on Facebook this morning. Surprise! I know, I do that a lot. Anyway, I saw this great card done by Sue. I think I'm saying it right, Sue Moore. Or maybe it's just Moore. Anyway, she had done this card, which I thought was fabulous. Uses the Watercolor Shapes and the Garden Wishes. So these two stamp sets. So the Watercolor Shapes could be the most overlooked stamp set in the whole catalog, honestly. They are, you can see that they stamp with a variegation to them. Okay, so there's a variety of, it's designed this way to create texture. All right, so there's nothing wrong with your stamp. So if you got them and they stamp with these kind of empty spaces or whatever, that's normal. They're supposed to do that. Okay. This doesn't look like much in the catalog, but really fun to use it for some different things. I think I may, hang on, let me just grab this sample. I think I used the big circle, and if I used a different circle, you could definitely use this one for this technique. Not sure if that's glaring really, really badly. Anyway, for the moon. And so the Watercolor Shapes could be the most overlooked stamp set in the catalog. So if you don't have this one, you might want to get it. It's been in for a year or two, so it could, I don't know. I'm not psychic. I don't know what's going to be on the retired list, but it's possible that that will end up there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did this one. But I also did one, so cute, using the Watercolor Shapes and Whale Done. So we just jumped back into the annual catalog. So the Watercolor Shapes is on page 102. Whale Done is on page 83, and Garden Wishes is on page 22. So those are on in the annual catalog. How cute is this, right? So I said, well, if I can do one in yellows, I can do one in blues. So I got out Whale Done. And Melanie, if you're out there, I did this turtle just for you. I almost made one of these little fish black. And if you don't know why I'm saying that, you need to read the book Swimmy by Leo Leone. It is a great children's picture book. I got my first copy when I was just a kid. My wonderful Aunt Sally gave it to me. So it's a super wonderful story about a little fish who is black. And he makes the most out of a pretty dismal situation, and it turns out great. Okay, so anyway, hoping all your birthday fishes come true. That also makes me think of the year Stephen did. I had a bigger fish stamp and a little Santa Claus hat, and he made these little Santa fish or something anyway, and he wrote Christmas fishes, you know, Merry Christmas fishes. Anyway, it was very cute. All right, so that's fun. Let's do this one. Oh, oh, you know what? I didn't cut all the pieces. So I guess all I'm showing you is how to, we're not actually making the whole card. We're just going to show you how to do the stamping. And then yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry about that. So somewhere here, there it is. When you are using a stamp set like this, a photopolymer, you are likely to want to have one of the Stampin' Pierce mats, because these, all right, let me just show you. So see how the cling stamps have that little cushion in there, that little foam cushion? The photopolymer stamps don't have that, so you need to stamp on something that gives it that cushion. So a Stampin' Pierce mat is a great tool to have. Okay, so we're going to take our white, And I have some other pieces because I have another card to show you that doesn't involve watercolor shapes. All right, so we're going to start with Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to ink that up and start kind of up near the top, but kind of in the center. And I'm going to just press and give it just a second to transfer that ink. Okay. So this is normal. Okay, this is fine. All right, so then we're going to go, and the reason I have this paper here is because ink does not dry on this surface. So if I were to stamp off and get ink on here, it's gonna go everywhere. So that's why it's covered, okay? All right, so then we're just going to bring this circle up here. And then I wanted to kind of change the color and the texture a little bit, and then you get that darker where you overlapped, which is kind of cool. But I am going to ink in Daffodil, and then I'm going to grab a sponge dauber and just get a little, I don't want too much. I tried it earlier and got too much and I didn't like it. So we're just going to add a little bit of Calypso Coral onto that so we get it a little bit orange, more orange, I guess. And we'll go down here. Okay. So see, you can still see the daffodil, but you get that other color too in a softer way, not without hard lines. Now, if I were to go back to daffodil, I would need to, ooh, I know you're seeing my really ugly looking chamois. I love my chamois, but once you use it with black ink, it's kind of yucky looking, but it still works. I just rinse it out and it's fine. I'm going to leave that open. And now I'm going to start with the littler circle, okay? And we're just going to add a few little circles. And you can, that one's really light because I stamped off and really pressed here. So if I stamp really quick and fast, I can get a little bit lighter, okay? And let's see, let's use one down here and maybe one up there, and that makes them kind of in a line. I'm not crazy about that. It's okay. All right, so let's add that Calypso Coral ink to this one as well. Okay. I'll just add a little bit of that and bring it down here like that. Oop, that was a little bit more than I bargained for. That's all right. All right. And I won't even add any more ink to the dauber. I'm just going to add a little to the stamp, and it should be lighter this time, a little bit. Okay, so you get the idea. You can kind of do a collage-y background. I'm not crazy about that corner, but it's all right. I can do something. So then what I used was my Memento Black, and now that I'm switching to the other stamps, I don't need that pad. Okay. So we'll use our dandelion. How many of you guys used to blow on dandelions? My dad used to get so upset he was trying to get rid of the dandelions. He sure didn't want us spreading them around, but then I have this other funny story. So I don't know how old I was. Maybe not very old. 8 or 10. I don't know. Anyway, we were in the backyard. That I remember very distinctly. And I went to take a big breath to blow the dandelion, but I held it too close to my mouth when I breathed in. So I sucked in all that fuzz. Oh yeah, that was gross. I have to tell you, that was seriously gross. Anyway, my mother, being very funny, sent me a picture of a dandelion and said something about take a big deep breath, or I don't know. Anyway, she was being very funny. All right, so let's add our words. Oh, there they are. Wishing you all the best. It is kind of fun to blow a dandelion and make a wish. Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. There. So, kind of a fun use of those stamps. Okay, those watercolor stamps. We're going to keep that stamp here. Going to move some of these things out of the way. All right. So, got those. All right, so that's those 2 cards. Okay, and I will take pictures of them after the video. So those are very fun. I was happy to do that one. So thank you, Sue Moore, for that pretty fun technique. All right. So then the other thing I was watching today was Rachel Tessman. And some of you know that I often watch her Paper Pumpkin alternates video and stuff like that. She does some great work. So anyway, oops, and I just discovered that I left my adhesive. Hang on one sec. Don't go away. I'm just walking over here to get my adhesive that I left on another table. All right, there we go. Now I can do this. All right, so she was talking about doing this really cool rainbow card, and I did print the tutorial, and then I got thinking, wow, I'd really love to do that in my Sunshine and Rainbows class. Only a few more days to register for that, by the way. Thursday is the last day, so just so you know. Anyway, but St. Patrick's Day will have already passed by the time we have class on the 20th of March. So that was kind of a bummer. And so I said, well, I'll share the idea now, and maybe people will want to get some of these things. Now, I do apologize that the rainbow dies and the cloud punch are both not orderable right now. They will be in another month or so, but they're not right now. So anyway, so this was her alternate card because she had made her, for the card that she was doing, you need to cut the rainbow glimmer paper from the white side to get it to go the right direction for the card she was doing. And she had cut a bunch face up so she could see the pretty paper. So anyway, long story short, I liked her alternate card almost as well, maybe even a little bit better than her other card. So I decided I would show you guys this one. So that rainbow glimmer paper, oops, let me run and grab that. You just enjoy that pretty card just for a second. And let me grab this. Now, some people feel, whoops, I'm going to grab one other thing. Man, I had all this time and I thought I was so well prepared. Okay. All right. So some people think that this, and you get 2 sheets of this fabulous paper, is a little much, or they see it and they just don't quite know how to go about using it. But let me tell you that in small doses, I cut a bunch of butterflies out of some of my little tiny scraps. How fun would a sparkly little glimmer butterfly be on a card, right? I could almost even add one in here. I could add a little bit of a brighter one. Okay, so some different options that I have if I wanted to do that. So small little pieces or small little strips go a long way. Okay, so you don't feel super overwhelmed by this because you can use small pieces and parts. So I use the Brilliant Rainbow dies, and I cut I think enough for 3 rainbows. Now here's the other thing. If you're somebody that has to have a Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet rainbow, you're going to waste a lot of that paper. Okay? If you are somebody that can be tolerant of a slightly different rainbow combination, your paper will go a lot farther. All right, so we'll just call it that. So let me show you, well, let's get our rainbows here. Okay, so these are going to be a little bit different because I cut the dies cut. Let me show you. So these are the dies, and this is the die that I used right here. So you see that it cuts this like this. Okay, so I cut it on the white side. All right. So when I cut that glimmer paper, you get a little of a couple of different colors. So I went ahead and kind of added my rainbow stripes like this. And then Rachel had a great idea for the pot of gold. So you take the Elegant Label Punch, okay, and the size for the black for the pot is pretty specific, all right? So 3 3/4 this way gives you a pot wide enough to cover the bottom of your rainbow stripes, all right? And you want it not quite 1 3/4. So you don't want to go all the way to the next 16th mark, but you don't want to be touching the 1 3/4 inch mark either, okay? So then what you're going to do is you're not going to go in here because you don't want to cut this part. You want to go in from here, and this is why it helps to have it just not quite 1 3/4 inches wide. So you tuck it in there and push it back till it won't go any farther, okay? And chop it off. All right, so you cut off that. Then you turn and you do the other side, and you're just gonna fit it right in here, okay? Right in that sort of the back of the punch. And you're just going to push it in as far as it'll go. And now you have this fabulous black kettle. All right. Now, what good is a pot of gold without the gold. All right, so the next thing you're going to want to do is, and I have two here, and I'll show you how I did them. You'll notice they're going opposite directions. Okay, so I punched one with the gold facing up. Okay, so I punched one with the gold facing up. Then I turned the paper over and punched one with the white facing up. So that's how I get my clouds that are different, okay? Then you want to put some adhesive along the top of your pot and start with this one. So you want to aim for this notch right here. It's going to fit right over here. Okay. And you're going to just kind of, you don't want it sticking out, but you want it up high enough so that you have some nice gold coming out of your pot. Then you're going to turn it over, do some more adhesive. Okay. Then we're going to take this one that's going the other way and add that to our pot. Okay, like that. Okay, so now we have our pot of gold. So let's adhere, let me find my silicone mat. And we'll just add some adhesive to the rainbow stripes. And I'm just kind of lining this edge right up with the edge of the card. Okay. And Pat and Brat, if you're out there, this one's for you, my Irish friend. Okay, there's that. A couple more of these pretty rainbow stripes. There we go. And I'll pop up in just a second and see if I've got any questions or anything that I can answer for you. So if you are out there watching and you have a question or anything, just throw it in the comments so I can check in on you. There we go. Okay, so then we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of our pot of gold. I'll get one up here and a couple over here. Whoops, got my finger stuck. And I want to kind of cover some of that. Oops, how do we get two there? We don't need two there. Let's move one down here. There. All right. And a couple across the bottom of the pot. So we don't currently have anything that says Happy St. Patrick's Day. You may have something older. You may have teeny tiny wishes in your stash that had a Happy St. Patrick's Day, I think. But what I did find was a stamp that said good luck. And that I found in one of the celebration offerings. So this good luck right here in the special moment. So this is with $100 qualifying purchase, but so many great greetings and fun mixed fonts and all kinds of good stuff. So if you're going to be getting some goodies anyway, if you go to $100, you can choose that stamp set. All right, so we're gonna add our pot of gold right there. Now we need a couple of clouds. And on one of them, I am going to stamp the good luck in Pacific Point. I knew there was a reason I kept those stamp pads over here. I could have used green, I suppose. Good luck. Okay. And then I'm going to take our balmy blue and just sponge the edge of the clouds to give them a little definition. There we go. There's one. And I'll do this other one. Oh, excuse me. Had a little sniffle there. Okay. There we go. All right. So we'll add one cloud flat with my seal adhesive over here. And one cloud up on dimensionals. I think one more. It's got kind of a big hole there. So let's put a dimensional there. Okay. This thanks for brightening up my day that is also in that special moments, but it just fit. And I knew being on camera, I was not going to be able to do that without getting my head in the camera. So I opted to choose the one that I knew I could do easily. All right, so there's those. Oh, yes, Mom, I know. I'm glad you're here. So let's see if anybody, oh, we have. All right, so I'm not seeing questions, but I am seeing, I don't know, Melanie, maybe that card will find its way to you. We'll just have to see. All right, so I'm not seeing questions. I am seeing some fun comments, and I will reply to those a little bit later when I get home. I walked to the studio today, so Rich is going to be my taxi driver and come get me in a little bit. So there we go. We've got two with the pot of gold, and we've got a couple, whoops, let's use the one that I like better. And we've got a couple using that fun watercolor shapes. So I hope you enjoyed those. Do let me know if I can be of any help to you in any way. And I know that I'll be hanging around the studio quite a lot this week. So if you need me, this is most likely where you're going to find me. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.